Welcome to today's video. It is a deck profile video requested by Matthew White, who wanted me to show you my Mermail deck. Now this will be the first deck that actually was a deck request originally, that now also has a deck profile video. Generally I don't do that because the deck request already has the deck profile in it. However, the meta's changed quite a bit. It's not like 2 or 3 cards that have changed, so just quite a few new cards, also because of the new sets and because of the new meta. Therefore, new deck, and I was like, I'm okay with it. I've only used this deck once, but I was requested to make a deck profile, so here I am. Alright, starting us off, 2 Atlantean Dragoons. I'm going to pretty much show all of the Atlanteans first. 1800 attack, pretty nice. Level 3 and lower Sea Serpents can attack directly. So if you have like a marksman and this on the field, that can do some pretty decent damage. And if it's entered the grave by Watermon's effect, like an Atlantean thing, there's entered the grave to activate water effects. You can add a Sea Serpent from deck to hand, which are all of these, but also Megalo and Abyss here. Heavy Infantry allows you to get a second normal summon. You don't often use this, but it is a possibility. If it's in the grave to activate a Watermon's effect, you can destroy a face-up card. Marksman doesn't destroy a face-up card, it instead targets a set card and destroys that target. Note that it says destroy that target, and at targeting it says target one set card your opponent controls. So upon resolution of Marksman, it still needs to be a set card that is controlled by the opponent. If it's flipped face up, let's say it's Call of the Haunted, and the opponent chains it, it won't be destroyed by Marksman. Marksman's other effect, when it inflicts battle damage, which you won't that often do because you generally discard it to activate effects. But if it does inflict battle damage, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Atlantean Sea Serpent from the deck. Chances are that'll be Dragoons. But you could also summon Neptubis because it's just a really good card. Neptubis, stat-wise, isn't very strong. However, it has the regular Atlantean discard effect, which allows you to target an Atlantean in the grave except a Neptubis and special summon it, which is pretty nice. But what makes it amazing is that you can just have it on the field by normal summoning it generally, but also by summoning it via Marksman. You can just send an Atlantean from your deck to the grave, aka activate any of these things as effects. Allow them to be activated, and then add another Atlantean from your deck to your hand. So one, you can set yourself up for a play later on with Toys or Megalo, or just with the normal summon next turn, and you can destroy a set card, a face-up card, or add a Sea Serpent type monster. So that's pretty darn awesome. So what you could do with Prince is send Dragoons, add Marksman, and then with Dragoons add Abyss Toys, so that Toys can then discard the Marksman that you added, destroy a set card if you think it's like Mirror Force, Toys summoned, keep going with your plays. Possibility. Deep Sea Diva, it's limited, so you can't really use it more, but it allows you to special summon a level 3 or lower Sea Serpent from the deck. You could just summon Neptubis with it, because the effect is negated and make plays with that. But generally, when you use Deep Sea Diva like that, you have normal summon it, therefore it's a 200 attack monster in attack position. You generally synchro with it. So you could also summon like a Heavy Infantry or a Marksman. And then with Heavy Infantry allow an extra normal summon, which could help out. Or you could just synchro this thing with other things you already have in the field. I have 2 copies of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. They stop certain monster effects, however it doesn't actually negate the effect, it just destroys the monster, the effect still goes through. However, it's mostly useful for pendulums, because pendulums are cards that already, little spells that already face up in the field. They can activate their effects, like Perform Page has a lot of that. So Ghost Ogre can stop that, destroy the monster, and be nice about that. It's also a tuner monster, so what you could do is normal summon it, and then synchro with something else that you have, and bring out a synchro monster. Then for the Mermails, we have 2 Abyss Gunde if it's discarded to the graveyard, so sort of an Atlantean-ish effect. You can target a Mermail in the grave and special summon it. 3 Linde, because Linde is pretty much just the main card. If it's destroyed and sent to the grave from the field, you can special summon a Mermail from the deck, which can't be Linde, but it can be a Gunde, it can be a Spike, it can be a Toss, it can be a Megalo, it can be whatever other Mermail you decide to run. The main combo with this is actually with Abyss Sphere, which special summons Mermail from the deck, but during the next end phase, well, the opponent's next end phase after activation, it's destroyed. So generally, during the opponent's turn, if you have Abyss Sphere, you play Abyss Sphere before the end phase, so main phase 2 generally. Play Abyss Sphere, summon a Linde. During that same end phase, it'll be destroyed because that's the next end phase, because you're not an end phase yet. Abyss Sphere is destroyed because of Abyss Sphere's card text. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. Therefore, Linde is destroyed. Linde is destroyed on the field, goes to the graveyard, special summons you a new Mermail. So that can be a very nice move to make. Then Megalo can discard 2 cards to add an Abyss Spell Trap. Generally, that'll be Sphere. In this deck, that's actually the only one that I run. Spike, if it's normal or special summon, you can discard a water and then add a level 3 water from deck to hand, which can be a setup for with marksman or infantry. You can get a Neptubis or Deep Sea Diva, but you can also add Gunde or Linde when you want to do that. And notice it's normal or special summon, so you can normal summon it and then do things, but you can also special summon it via other effects, such as Abyss Sphere, such as Abyss Linde, and then get the effect off. Abyss Toys is in there because it's weaker than Megalo, but it only needs 1 water discard, and sometimes you just only have 1 discard, or you only want to discard 1 thing because you want to keep your Spike in hand, you want to keep your Megalo in hand, and then you only have the 1 marksman that you really want to discard, so then Toys is helpful with that. Raigeki destroys stuff, Soldier gets stuff back for some Xyz or Synchro plays. It also allows you, because the effects are not negated, Spike can use its effect. You can reuse Neptubis' effect to send like a marksman or infantry. Also, something interesting I forgot about it. Neptubis sends from the deck, and the rest of the discards generally happen from, from the hand. But since marksman and stuff and all the Atlanteans don't say are discarded to activate a card effect, just sent to the grave to activate a card effect, Neptubis works. Neptubis wants them to be in the deck, while the other ones want them to be in the hand. So, if you have a lot of them still in the deck, go Neptubis and destroy stuff. If you have a lot of these Atlanteans in your hand, try and find yourself a way into Megalo or Toys to discard them that way. I have 3 copies of Twin Twister to destroy spells and traps because they can get in the way. I have 3 copies of Abyss Sphere, as previously mentioned. Why? Bottomless Trap Hole. I have 1 Grand Horn of Heaven. Pretty nice against pendulums. 2 Solemn Strike. How freaking expensive those are right now, but DN is free, so yay. A Solemn Warning and a Torrential Tribute. For the extra deck, we have 1 level 6, which is Goyo Guardian. 3 level 7s, being Black Rose Dragon, Clearing Synchro Dragon, and Dark Strike Fighter. Level 9 in Trishula, and a level 10 in Leo, the Keeper of the Sacred Tree. For Xyzes, there is Mermail Abystrite. I don't recall ever going into this. Like, obviously, with this deck, I've only used it once. Previously, Mermail, I've never used it either. So, I'll have to read through its effect, see where or when it's actually useful, and if I may want to replace it with something else. Dweller. Alright. Dweller not only can stop opponent's stuff in the graveyard, but because it's a water monster and you'll use water materials, it'll be boosted to 500. It'll have a 500 attack boost to get to 2200. And when you activate its effect, you detach 1 Xyz material from the card as a cost. Note, this text: when this card is sent to the grave to activate a water monster effect, it doesn't say from where. Therefore, this is a water monster effect. It's at the grave as cost. Therefore, to activate the effect. So if Abyss Dweller has, well, it won't really work with marksman, but if it has a Dragoons as Xyz material, you detach the Dragoons, its effect will activate to allow you to add a Sea Serpent to the deck. Bahamut Shark. Oh, that's why you would summon that's how you would summon Abyss, right? Once per turn, you can detach an Xyz material from this card for summon 1 rank 3 or lower water Xyz monster from your extra deck. Yeah. 2600 attack, which is nice, which is high for a 2 material rank 4, but since most of your 4s are water anyway, all of them are actually, you can just summon this without problem. It's better than Gemini Pearl because that has an effect, generally, except when you see Phoenix Chain, but okay. And then you can actually special summon a water Xyz monster from the extra deck. That's right. Notice that Bahamut Shark can't attack for the rest of the turn, however, it says rest of the turn, not of the turn. So if you attack, you can still use this effect in main phase 2 and be fine. Kistel because awesome. Number 1/1 because also awesome, and it can then still protect itself from destruction once. Big Eye Dracossack because it's rank 7, so why not? Same for Red Eyes, it's a very good rank 7 card. And then Abyss because that just works in Mermails. Level 5 or higher mons cannot attack, so if you have like an Abyss plus another Megalo, that doesn't really work out for you, but that happens only very few times. So yeah, and you can also negate effects. So Abyss Scouts, yay. Options, like some of these are side deck cards, some of these are options, I believe. Ascension, I believe I saw a deck list with. Yeah, I saw a deck list with Ascension Sky Dragon in the extra deck. I haven't really figured out why yet, so I took it out to put something else in. I don't remember which one, but I did. 2 Flying Seed to stop Xyz summons to Maxi because bunch of special summons. And Abyss Lead, strongest out of these level 7 serpents discard to summon themselves. However, it does require 3 monsters to send to the graveyard, which isn't really what you'd want. I believe when Mermals were like meta with Fire Fist and stuff, you'd run maybe 1 Abyss Lead. I believe the decks ran 1, but I currently don't run 1, but 1 is an option. Since most of my cards are water monsters, I have Gozen Match. It would stop me from using Ghost Ogre, but then I could still keep it in my hand to use its effect, or just kind of normal summon it. And I have to keep watching my extra deck as well. Like the only synchro I could summon is Trishula. I could still summon Abyss Stride, Dweller, Bahamut, 1/1, and Abyss Scout. So I have a decent amount of Xyz options still. Royal Decree to stop traps. However, I do have quite a few of my own traps. I'm not really sure how I'd side that. A 3rd Solemn Strike, Sticky Endure, because, well, it does help definitely against Xyz summons, and even it disrupts synchro plays as well. I have it in the Gorgonic deck, which I haven't really been able to show off too much. I've only used it once, and it was Duel 317, I think. Haven't really been able to show it off too much, but I do plan to use the deck more, and maybe you'll see more of this card there as well. And then finally, 1 Torrential Reborn needs a face of water monster you control to be destroyed by card effect or by battle. Mermals, Atlanteans, they are exactly that. You can get special summons and also inflict some damage. Alright, that was the deck profile for the Mermal deck. Matthew Wyatt, I hope you enjoyed this. Can use this as a base for one of your decks. Let me know if you have any suggestions, not just Matthew, but everyone. If you have any suggestions as to improve the deck, if there's any plays or combos that you would make that I didn't mention here. Yeah, that will have been it for the video today, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.